guys, and welcome back to the next episode of our Pokemon Theta Emerald EX Nuzlocke. As you can see, no exciting new intro yet, but hopefully we will have one of those soon. It's working up here in the brain, or we'll just stick with the simple one for the time being. Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, which is a phrase I've never really understood, to be honest, but it makes me think of Thanksgiving, so I'm a little bit excited about it. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, which is obviously revealing the starter that you guys voted for, just want to give a quick little apology. This video is a little bit later than I maybe wanted it to be. It was supposed to go live on Monday, but I accidentally let the poll run. Well, I had to let the poll run the entirety of the weekend, and then I was going to record Sunday night, but it was the Patriots-Packers game, as well as the final episode for Rick Grimes on The Walking Dead, so I was just a wreck after that, so I was like, I'll record it Monday morning. Nope, slept in instead, didn't do that, had a late night at work, couldn't record it that night, so here I am on Tuesday recording this for you guys, and it probably won't come out till Wednesday, so I really do apologize. Look at me creating a new schedule, and I'm already 2 days late right off the bat. But hopefully, going forward from here, we can get back in the swing of things. I also just haven't done this in a while. Like, we haven't sat. I haven't sat down and recorded an episode of anything in quite some time, except for I guess the first episode of this. But if you ignore that, then I haven't recorded an episode of anything in a long time, and so I'm still getting my footing back. We're gonna be testing some ground with it. But anyway, now that the PSA is out of the way, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, which is letting you guys know about the results of the poll. And I gotta say, they hashed out about as I expected them to. As you can see here, we have no randomized Pokemon. These are the traditional 3rd gen starters, and like I said, the results of the poll kind of match how I figured people's general consensus about 3rd gen starters are. We had 13 votes in total, and coming in last place with only 2 of those votes, I'm very sorry, Trico. But Trico only managed 2 of the votes. Like I said in the last episode, I was not joshing when I said I actually love all 3 of these starters equally, although I will agree that Trico, especially in this game, is probably the worst starter of the 3 to choose when you consider, yeah, the first gym's rock, so you have a good time, but then you've got the electric gym with the Magneton, you've got a fire gym, you've got a flying gym, you have a water gym later, but it's mostly water/ice type, so you really don't have a great advantage there either. You just don't have a very good advantage in this game trying to play as Sceptile, even though I do love Sceptile. And then, of course, in the Elite Four, you got the Steel-type trainer Steven, and you got the Dragon Master, and you've got the Ice Trainer. You just have a really rough go of it if you try to beat Trico, although there are Megas in this game, so you get Mega Sceptile, so maybe that would have swayed your vote a little bit. But anyway, as I figured, Trico, very last place. Man, this music is rising my heart rate, so let's get through the rest of this poll fast so I can calm down a little bit. Which of course left us with Mudkip and Torchic. 11 votes left between the 2 of them. 13 minus 2 is 11, correct? One of these Pokemon got 6 votes and one of these Pokemon got 5 votes. Like I said, pretty much what I expected. One of these 2 Pokemon are my 2 favorite of the generation as well, but there is one of them that is the favorite. I told you in the last episode I wasn't going to reveal it, but I think I will now. My favorite Pokemon of 3rd gen is Torchic. My absolute favorite Pokemon. I usually like the fire starters anyway, but there's something about Blaziken, the first of the firefighting starters that they ever made, that's just really hits a nice spot for me, and I think that Mega Blaziken looks absolutely beautiful. Good news is that Torchic is my favorite of the starters. The bad news is you guys didn't vote for Torchic as the starter. Torchic only received 5 votes, and Mudkip, the Mudfish Pokemon, actually ended up receiving 6 votes, aka congratulations. It's election day, by the way. Hope you guys went out and voted. What a more fitting way to kick off election day. Well, it's midnight now, so it's actually technically not election day anymore. What a better way to conclude election day than we're giving you guys the results of our very own election here at PlaycrastiNation, in which Mudkip is the winner. So let's go ahead and get started in our Pokemon Theta Emerald EX Nuzlocke. I'm pretty darn excited. I'm actually, little graphical glitch, that's okay. Remember, we are playing on an emulator, and we're using a ROM hack, so there might be some little technical bugs. I'm not gonna lie. I did play through a little bit of this game just when I was like getting it ready, decide if I wanted to randomize it or do what with it. I played through it a little bit just to make sure it wasn't like too difficult or anything. Like, I wanted to see if it was not difficult enough or too difficult, trying to balance it essentially. And there's some random times where like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, my life will get turned upside down. The emulator is going to do some weird stuff at times. We're just going to have to get through that. I promise we can do it. Whew! I was in the tall grass studying wild Pokemon when I was jumped. You saved me. Thanks a lot. I just imagine, was it a Poochyena attacking or a Zigzagoon? A Zigzagoon. I just imagine the Zigzagoon coming out with a little shank here. I don't have one, but I have a pencil that he could use instead, as if he was getting jumped. Oh, hi, you're Gilmore. This is not the place to chat, so come by my Pokemon lab later, okay? Well, here we are. That was much faster than what I was expecting later to be. So, Gilmore, I've heard so much about you from your father. I'm going to need to increase the text speed because I'm going to go nuts. I've heard that you don't have your own Pokemon yet, but the way you battled earlier, you pulled it off with aplomb. I guess you have your father's blood in your veins after all. Were you just doubting my birthness? You want to see this birth certificate? Ah, yes. As thanks for rescuing me, I'd like you to have the Pokemon you used earlier. Gilmore received the Mudkip. Oh, I just realized something I just realized something extremely unfortunate. While you're at it, why not give a nickname to that Mudkip? Okay. So for those of you guys who don't know, I am horrible at coming up with Pokemon nicknames. Oh my gosh, I need a haircut real bad. I'm horrible at coming up with Pokemon nicknames, and I'm also out of practice. Like I said, it's been months since we've done a Nuzlocke. So my nicknaming is a little out there. Mudkip, the mudfish Pokemon. You know what? I'm pretty sure I've named other Pokemon this in the past, but I have been consuming quite a bit of sushi lately, and Mudkip is the mudfish Pokemon. Fish sushi, we're gonna call it sashimi because it's also just one of my favorite words, probably in the entire, not English language, is it? I guess it's technically an English word. It's a translation, I guess. Sashimi. I don't know if that's spelled correctly. Hold on, let me consult my good friend Google. Okay, Google. How do you spell sashimi? No, I don't want that. Google? How do you spell sashimi?
Sashimi is spelled S-A-S-H-I-M-I.
How about that? Thanks, Google. Very appreciate that. Google, hey Google, can you teach me how to speak English? Sashimi is gonna be the name of our starter because I want sushi right now. I literally just had sushi yesterday. I would have eaten it. I would go get some Walmart sushi right now. That doesn't sound very good, actually. It's probably food poisoning waiting to happen. If you work at Pokemon and gain experience, Okay, Google, can you teach Professor Birch how to speak English? I think you'll make an extremely good trainer. My kid May is also studying Pokemon while helping me out. Gilmore, don't you think it might be a good idea to see May? I guess so. Great, May should be happy too. Get May to teach you what it means to be a trainer. All right. This is like the very beginning of the game, man. You're putting a lot of weight on this young boy right off the bat. So we know where May is. You've played through 3rd Gen before. She's all the way at the very north of this region. Not the whole region, JK. I just realized, we should take a look at our Mudkip because we just got a Mudkip and that should be very exciting for us. Look at the mouth. What that mouth? Mudkip is the Torrent Pokemon. Just kidding. Its ability is Torrent. It has a careful nature, which raises special defense, lowers special attack. Unfortunate. I guess not too unfortunate. We'll probably be teaching this thing Waterfall and Earthquake, I guess. So it'll be attacking physically nonetheless. And of course, we have Tackle, Growl, and Water Gun. Let's take a look at some of these wild Pokemon in the grass. It's going to be our first wild Pokemon. Obviously, the Nuzlocke has not started yet, and in fact, I'm just realizing, like I said, I'm out of practice. I am just realizing, it's a Wurmple. I'm just realizing that I never explained the Nuzlocke rules in the first place. As I said, this is not a fancy Martyrlock or randomizer Nuzlocke or anything fancy about that. It is a straight up regular playthrough with Nuzlocke rules. And for those of you who don't know the Nuzlocke rules, there are 3 very important rules with which we will be abiding by over the course of this playthrough. Number 1 is anytime we catch a Pokemon, let me guess, Poison Sting, 100% chance to poison? Oh, what do you know? Whenever we catch a Pokemon, we must give that Pokemon a nickname. Hence, Sashimi, our starter. This will be interesting after this battle to see if poison takes effect in the overworld, because that's a change that happens in later generations that I'm not sure if they implemented in this game, since they implemented so many things from later generations. There is no overworld poison damage. I love that. Obviously, we could have just healed him here anyway, but that is nice. Another thing, the Nuzlocke has not officially started yet, of course, because we haven't received our Pokeballs yet. So all these rules that I'm about to tell you about will not take effect until we receive Pokeballs. The second rule of a Nuzlocke, of course, in addition to capturing the Pokemon, there's rules about capturing those Pokemon, and that is that whenever you enter a new route, for example, Route 101, the very first Pokemon you encounter is your encounter for that route, and you must catch that Pokemon. If it faints, if you don't have Pokeballs, if it runs away from you, whatever the reason may be, if for whatever reason you do not catch that Pokemon, you lose your encounter for that route, and you're very sad. So obviously encounters are limited in this playthrough, and that's what kind of makes it a little bit more difficult. So you really want to capitalize on those opportunities when you can. Obviously, again, the Wurmple was not our encounter because we don't have Pokeballs yet. So none of those rules take place until we get Pokeballs. And you can only capture the very first Pokemon that you encounter on a route. Obviously, there's some rules that kind of change that around. There's something known as Dupe's Clause, which essentially means if we capture this Pidgey here, let's say this was our first encounter, and then we head up to Route 102 because I think that's the next route we're gonna head over to, and we after capturing this Pidgey, we encounter yet another Pidgey. We can say, I already got that Pokemon, and like you get to re-encounter instead of having to capture two Pidgeys, because that's kind of lame. Yo, Sashimi, could you land a water gun? It just makes sure you get some variety in your playthrough, which is really nice. A variation of that is also known as Species Clause, which means if we capture once again this Pidgey on this route, if that is our encounter, and on the next route we encounter a Pidgeotto, even though it is the evolved form of Pidgey, it still counts as a Dupe's Clause because it falls in the species chain that is that Pokemon, Poochyena. So far we've only seen Pokemon. I actually don't think Pidgey normally spawns here in regular Emerald, so that is technically a new addition, but we haven't seen any 4th, 5th, or 6th gen Pokemon. That's really what I'm looking for here. There is a speed up button. I should let you guys know. I try not to use the speed up button, but for some cases I think it's going to make sense. And also the thing I don't like about the speed up button, there's been nice speed up buttons in the past that are like a nice middle ground, like, you know, like double speed 1.5. This one sends me into light speed, which makes me not a super big fan of it because it makes it difficult for me to see what the heck's happening, and it's probably going to make me lose Pokemon over the course of this. So I'm going to try to use it as little as possible. The third and final rule of the Nuzlocke, and the most depressing one, is anytime you lose a Pokemon, that Pokemon is considered dead and cannot be used for the remainder of the playthrough. So if a Pokemon faints due to battle, due to poison, I guess that won't be an issue in this, but due to battle mainly, if a Pokemon faints for whatever reason, it is considered dead and cannot be used. You either have to box it or you can release it, but bottom line, you can't use it for the rest of the playthrough. There's a Caterpie. Again, still no new Pokemon yet. I'm hoping they might not even be on this early route. Again, the game kind of scales as a normal game would, so we might not even have. I would expect to see like a Scatterbug here, or like a Pidove, or like you know, some early Pokemon from other generations as well, but I guess they could be on the next route as well. We'll try one more Pokemon here just to see. So anyway, those are the 3 main rules of the Nuzlocke, the only ones that we'll be using. Oh, I guess there also, I forgot with regards to encounters, there also is the Shiny Clause, which if we happen to run into a shiny Pokemon, I'm kind of just gonna, I don't want to get too overleveled, so I kind of just want to take a look here and see if we can find, I mean, I guess I should fight a little bit. I don't know what level May is going to be. I think usually level 5, so again, I don't want to get too overleveled, because when we go to capture Pokemon, I don't want to knock them out in one hit. Oh, there you go, a Starly. A Starly is a 4th gen Pokemon, of course, not normally in this game, and we can capture it on Route 1, and that would actually be a pretty good encounter compared to some of the other things we've seen on here. No offense to the other things we've seen, but a flying type could be good right off the bat. You know, Pidgey's fine too, but I kind of like Staraptor better than I like Pidgeot. The Shiny Claws, because shiny Pokemon are so rare, if you happen to find a shiny Pokemon at any time on your journey, on any route, even if it's not the first Pokemon you encounter, you can capture that Pokemon and use it because they're so dang rare. What is it, like 1 in 4,098 or 8,000? I can't remember in this game what it would be, but it's freaking rare. So you take advantage of that and you get happy about it. You add it to your team, which maybe we'll find, I think, in our 3 years of PlaycrastiNation on YouTube, RIP. I think in our 3 years, we only encountered 1 shiny. a shiny Darumaka in our Pokemon Volt White original playthrough. Did I ever find us another shiny? I think that was it. I think I would remember freaking out about another shiny, and it wasn't even, it was during a grinding montage, so unfortunately I didn't even get to like react during the on-camera or anything. Hi, I work at the Pokemart. Can I get you to come with me? See, stuff like this. We can enter Lightspeed because I don't really care about this. She's just gonna give me some potions, and that's really all I care about. Let's head up to the next route though, where I believe May is chilling. Oh, it's Route 103 because 3 comes after 1. Okay, we'll see what kind of Pokemon we have up here as well, because obviously we're going to get an encounter here, a Wingull. That is pretty stereotypical of what would be at this point in the game. I really kind of want to get my Pokeballs as quickly as possible, so I think I'm just going to go fight May. I'm having a flashback to when I was in 3rd grade. One of my buds, again, like I said, when this game came out, I just moved to new towns, and my best friend in the new town that I moved to, we were playing Ruby and Sapphire, and in the very beginning of the game, he ran into a shiny Poochyena, and we barely knew what shinies were at the time. It was the first one we both had ever seen in-game, and he didn't have Pokeballs yet, so he couldn't capture it. It was one of the saddest things I've ever seen in my entire life, so I kind of want to just get Pokeballs. You know, we just talked about shiny claws. Let's just get Pokeballs so we don't have to worry about that. Let's see, the Pokemon found on Route 103 include, I kind of would like to know that actually, if you could divulge that information. Oh, hi Gilmore. Oh, I see my dad gave you a Pokemon as a gift. Since we're here, let's have a quick battle. I'll give you a taste of what being a trainer is like. Okay, so May should have a level 5 Trico. Well, I forgot another thing, another reason that the Torchic is my favorite starter. I think Torchic and Blaziken specifically has the easiest time through this game already, especially when you tack on the fact that it's level 7. Especially when you tack on the fact that Trico is going to use Leer on me, which is kind of scary. When you consider the fact that Trico is a grass type, and when we evolve Mudkip all the way up to Swampert, we're actually going to be quad weak to grass? Little scary there, but it's something we'll have to work on. Sashimi is going to get its defense lowered twice by Leer. You're kind of scaring me a little bit, but it's okay. It looks like we're doing enough damage. Here comes the Pound. Lowered my defense twice and did 6 damage, so we have absolutely nothing to worry about. That Trico is pathetic. Sashimi's going to gain 106 experience points, and going to try to learn Foresight. Unfortunately, that is a garbage fire move, so we're not going to be learning Foresight. Instead, we're going to be collecting some Dala bills. Player defeated Pokemon Trainer May. Wow, that's great, Gilmore. You're pretty good. I didn't increase the text speed, I just realized. Gilmore got 420 just blazed for winning. Thank you so much. I would like to increase text speed, though, I just realized. I think I know why my dad has an eye out for you now. I mean, you just got that Pokemon, but it already likes you. You might be able to befriend any kind of Pokemon easily. Well, it's time to head back to the lab. Okay. Please allow me to enter the settings menu, aka option. Not options, one option, singular. We're gonna move this up to fast. Everything else should be fine. I might change the frame. I almost never change the frame in the games, but maybe we can find a nice green frame to match the green layout that we have. It's Pokemon Emerald, so I'd expect them to have a green frame of sorts. Ugh, it's kind of ugly green frame. That's all the frames you got. These are the frames you give me access to. We'll go with this one. I like this one. Kind of post-apocalyptic and subtle. Should be a nice foreshadowing of things to come, or not. Maybe things will go really well. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Oh, Gilmore, over here. Let's hurry home. I like that she waited there. I mean, I guess I did. If I get into the character's head, I guess I did just move to the town. So she's just being nice and making sure I know my way home. But girl, I played this game like 97 times as a kid. So you know what? I know how to get back to Little Root Town. Let's head it. But where's the gym? I mean, where's the professor's lab? Let's get in. I'm being controlled. I didn't do that myself. Oh, hi, Gilmore. I heard you beat me on your first try. That's excellent. May's been helping me with my research for a long time. She's your daughter, right? Okay, they're related. Mama, Papa. May has an extensive history as a trainer already. Here, Gilmore, I ordered this for my research, but I think you should have this Pokedex. You got it free. This man ordered an expensive electronic device off of Amazon. He's like, I want to take this flat screen, my boy. It's a tool that automatically makes a record of any Pokemon you meet or catch. My kid May goes everywhere with it. Whenever my kid catches a rare Pokemon and records its data in the Pokedex, why, May looks for me while I'm out doing fieldwork and shows me. Oh wow, Gilmore, you got a Pokedex too. That's great, just like me. I've got something for you too. Okay. So with the gift of those Pokeballs, the Nuzlocke has officially started. All of those rules that I spent way too long explaining earlier are officially in place. So from now on, if Sashimi dies, Sashimi is dead. It's fun if you can get lots of Pokemon. I'm gonna look all over the place because I want different Pokemon. If I find any cute Pokemon, I'll catch them with Pokeballs. Okay, May. I understand. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm ready to go take our first step into Route 101 and get our first encounter, of course, in addition to Sashimi. Wait, Gilmore. Gilmore, did you introduce yourself to Professor Birch? Oh, what an adorable Pokemon. You got it from Professor Birch. How nice. You're your father's child, all right. You look good together with Pokemon. Here, honey, if you're going out on an adventure, wear these running shoes. They'll put a zip in... Ma'am? Do you see this zip in my step? I don't need the running shoes, but we will be using them, of course. Thank you so much. Okay, Route 101. Let's get ready to go as we get our first encounter of the game, besides Mudkip, because that was mandatory. The first non-mandatory encounter of the game. What have we seen on this route? We've seen Wurmple, we've seen Pidgey, we've seen Starly, we've seen Caterpie, and Poochyena. Honestly, I'll take Starly. I think Starly's my favorite of those. Who are we gonna get from the grass? Ooh, it's a Caterpie. You know what? It makes sense. There is a Caterpie event going on in Pokemon Go right now. Basically, I was destined to grab this Caterpie, and it's okay. I'm not upset about it. I would have been upset if we just critted and killed it, but I didn't do that thing. Oh, I almost pressed the wrong button. Go to the bag. I have 11 potions. When did I get that many potions? I have no idea, but I also have 10 Pokeballs. Let's go ahead and capture this Caterpie. Pretty easily, of course. It's a Caterpie. I wouldn't have expected too much resistance from this thing. Caterpie was caught. Sashimi gained 43 experience points, and Caterpie's data was added to the Pokedex. Caterpie the worm Pokemon, its voracious appetite compels it to devour leaves bigger than itself without hesitation. It releases a terribly strong odor from its antenna. Well, that's less adorable than I was thinking. I will give a name to the captured Caterpie. When it said its voracious appetite, it reminded me of my favorite childhood book, which is The Hungry Caterpillar. So my question is, hey Google, who wrote, no, why are you doing this? Hey Google, who wrote The Hungry Caterpillar?
Eric Carle wrote The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
The Very Hungry Caterpillar. I forgot an adjective. Eric Carle. Well, you know what? Unfortunately, this is a female Caterpie, so we're gonna go with Erica instead. Which isn't that? Oh, she's the bug, or she's the grass gym leader, not the bug gym leader. That's okay. Erica the Caterpie, welcome to the squad. Let's go ahead and take a look at Erica really quickly. Level 5, so we'll have a Metapod soon. That's exciting. Shield Dust prevents added effects, a bold nature, boosted defense minus attack. You know Electro Web? Oh, okay then. Tackle, String Shot, Bug Bite, and Electro Web. As I said, movesets have been updated. That's very clearly a new moveset that has never existed before. And you know what? I think I may prefer Caterpie to the Wurmple, especially if it's got Electro Web. That seems pretty awesome for us. Okay. Let's quickly, we probably should, I still haven't decided how I'm going to handle grinding in this game yet. Perhaps you guys can leave me some comments down below on your preferences. Like I said, I haven't decided if I should grind off-screen, on-screen, do grinding montages, etc. But obviously we're going to want to raise the level of these Pokemon as we're going here. We could have had a Weedle. That would have been super exciting. Let's hit him with the Electro Web. There we go. Get some good stuff here. You took a lot of damage from that, Caterpie, and I'm really hoping you don't die right off the bat here. Level 5 Zigzagoon. You know what? A Zigzagoon actually would have also been amazing, considering we could have gotten the benefits of Pickup, the Pickup ability, which gives you random items like every, I don't know if it's a time interval or if it's random or what, but honestly, would have been kind of nice to have. Let's do a super effective Bug Bite on this Poochyena, see if we can one-shot it. Caterpie's kind of weak, so I wouldn't expect it, but you know what? That's okay. We're going to go to level 6. Another Zigzagoon. We should head up to the next route, and if we're gonna start training again, I don't want to just do this on camera because it's kind of lame. Okay, we're good. Let's heal up real fast, and let's head up to Route 103. because I think that's honestly going to be our most exciting encounter. Probably no trainers up there either, so and by most exciting encounter I mean maybe a little bit more exciting than a Caterpie. I have no idea. We really only saw a Wurmple up, or a Wingull up there. Do we see anything else other than Wingull? I don't think so. Let me hit up the Pokemon real fast. Usually your mom gives you like 3,000 bucks in the beginning of the game, so I figure we can buy like 10 Pokeballs or something just to increase the odds that we... Why do I have $50,000? I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm gonna buy this shop out completely. Oh my god, I can buy like 50 Pokeballs and it doesn't even break a dent. Let me get this straight. My mama said, you're telling me my mother bought a 1-bedroom house. She didn't even have a bedroom. I sleep upstairs. She sleeps on the couch. And then drops 50,000 bucks in my pocket? Go have fun on your adventure? Did a rich uncle in my family die and this is my inheritance? I'm not gonna ask too many questions. I'm pretty much just excited that I have that much money because usually in the beginning of a Nuzlocke, you're a little strapped for cash. That pretty much prevents it. Okay. We have Sashimi. We have Erica. Let's go ahead and grab our Route 103 encounter, which is going to be, I think I want a flying type. If you got flying type, I'll take a Wingull even, if you want to give me the Wingull. That's the Wingull, you know what? You duplicate the water type, which kind of stinks, but the flying type is nice to have. The flying type is a nice type to have. We're going to go for the tackle here. We're going to critically hit the Wingull, and so we're actually not going to get the flying type at all. We're not going to get the flying type at all. All right, cool, very cool. Thanks, Sashimi. You just make me want to eat sushi even more. I gotta punish you. You're gonna have to eat I would never eat a Mudkip. Let's just get that out there right off the bat. I would never eat a Mudkip. Route 102, the game got mad at me for not going in numerical order. Well, I'm mad at the game for not going in numerical order because you can't even get to this route before you get to 103. Anyway, let's finish up today's episode. Oh, there's trainers. We're not going to be ready for trainers. We'll grab this encounter, and then I'll probably do some grinding afterwards. Again, not sure if I'm going to do it on screen or... the grinding montage would probably literally be like 30 seconds because when it's sped up, I literally just need to get them all to like level 10 probably before we move on. Very first blade of grass on Route 102. Our encounter is going to be a Patrat. Level 6 Patrat at that. Erica, here you are. I think we are going to switch to Sashimi just to be safe. It's a new type. It's a normal type. I'm being leered. That kind of scares me just a wee bit. Like I said, I would have liked a flying type. We obviously have... It's like, don't you dare crit that thing again. We obviously have the Petalburg Woods coming up, which... not great for Sashimi. I guess the bug type Pokemon that we have in Caterpie might be able to help us get through it with all the grass types, but it would be really nice to have a flying type. But Patrat is honestly also going to help us through it nonetheless, and it's better than a Rattata. Let's be 100% honest. Erica grows to level 7 in the process. Sashimi's going to gain 56 experience as well. Not quite going to get to level 11. Patrat is the scout Pokemon. Using food stored in cheek pouches, they can keep watch for days. They use their tails to communicate with others. Give a name to the captured Patrat, I absolutely will. Ooh, it's a female. I got really excited because I was going to nickname this thing Atticus because it said it's the scout Pokemon and it reminded me of To Kill a Mockingbird. Unfortunately, the female character in To Kill a Mockingbird is Scout. And I don't want to name it Scout because it's a Scout Pokemon. Hey Google, what is Scout's real name in To Kill a Mockingbird?
Jean Louise Scout Finch was played by Mary Baddock.
Jean Louise. We're going to call this thing Louise. Louise the Patrat. Thank you so much for hopping on to the team. We'll probably make use of this thing. I've never used a Patrat in any playthrough in my entire life. I don't know, I think I spelled it right. And we're gonna get a Caterpie evolution at the same time. That's a pretty exciting way to end off the first episode. Who doesn't love a Metapod? If you're not loving Metapod, we're gonna use so much Harden. I hope you're excited for the next episode. It's literally gonna be like 45 minutes of hardening. Which is also me on any given Friday night. Okay, congratulations, Erica has evolved into Metapod. No. Erica has evolved into Erica, part 2. Okay, I lied. We're actually not even going to learn Harden, so forget I said any of that. I think that's where we're gonna end this one. Louise, like I said, I think I will probably get, I think I will probably go ahead and attempt to get Erica and Patrat, Louise. I'm gonna try to get Erica and Louise up to level 9. I don't want to get Erica to level 10 because then it will evolve and that would be very sad. I don't want you guys to miss that wonderful moment. So instead, I think I will get it to level 9. Oh, there was a Growlithe. Forget a flying type, a fire type would have absolutely helped us and given us some really nice type coverage in the meantime. I did not mean to use tackle, I wanted to use water gun. I'm very sorry, Growlithe, I love you so much. Okay, like I said, no, we don't need to learn Bide. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get Patrat and Erica up to level 9 so that you don't miss, maybe we won't even grind. I probably won't even grind. You know what, we're just gonna pick up the next episode right here and take on this little backwards hatted young boy. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you subscribe to become a citizen of PlaycrastiNation today. And if you know anyone that you think would be a great Playcrastinator, go ahead and send them on by because we'd love to have them. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh wait, that was the Playcrastination outro. That's gonna be hard to get out of my brain, man. See you guys next time.